So what happens? How do you handle it when it all comes down on you and you didn't really mean for it to happen that way? But maybe you felt threatened. Maybe you felt disrespected. Maybe you felt like somebody was trying to come for you, come at you, get to you. Maybe you felt humiliated. Maybe it just wasn't a good day to mess around with you because you were in a bad mood. Maybe a whole lot of different things. Let's get into it. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily go get 'emism number 1K51 for August 15th, 2016. So how do you handle it? How do you handle the situation when you essentially bring a gun to a knife fight? Now, we know that we normally hear that the other way around, right? We normally hear somebody ask about bringing a knife to a gunfight, which means that you were unprepared for battle, or you were unprepared for the type of battle that was being waged against you. But what happens when we are too aggressive? What happens when we go too far? What happens when we act with more force than was necessary? So let's say, like, you know how like when you were younger and you would play the dozens. For my people out there who've been playing the dozens for years but never heard the term playing the dozens, and that's like basically when you're teasing somebody, like basically like your mama jokes. So you're playing the dozens, and sometimes people get a little upset when you playing the dozens. Either the game is going on too long, or somebody has said something that was a little bit too sensitive and may have hit home or whatever. So now the words aren't good enough anymore. Now it starts to get violent. There may be some pushing and shoving. Maybe somebody got punched in the face or something like that. It got violent. So the thing is, for the people, for the person who was playing the dozens with him, or doing yo mama jokes with him or whatever, they was just playing around, having fun, just like you may have done dozens of times before. But now, somebody wants to get all serious and they want to fight, whatever, and it's like, dang, I didn't want to fight you, my man. We was friends, and everything was cool. We was just playing around with each other. In Philly, we call that bussing with each other. Your mama jokes. Or when you tease somebody about their clothes or their job or whatever, the way they grew up or how they wear their hair or something like that, we call that bussing on each other. So y'all might have just been bussing on each other for years. Every now and then when y'all get together, y'all tease each other, y'all bust on each other and all of that. But this day, you don't want to play, or you was already playing and now it got too serious and now you want to fight. And the person that you want to fight might not want to fight because that's not what they wanted, and that wasn't their intentions. They really didn't want to hurt your feelings. They just were having some good, clean fun the way that y'all had done dozens of times. But at the same time, you're not going to let somebody totally disrespect you on some serious shit now, and you're going to have to defend yourself. So and you may defend yourself really, really much more than you needed to. Like, it's like excessive force. When you get charged with excessive force, that means that you kept shooting or kept punching or kept hitting or whatever when the threat was eliminated. So you didn't have to shoot, you didn't have to hurt, you didn't have to restrain anymore because the threat was eliminated. It's like shooting somebody in the back. So what was just defending yourself, now it's a felony on your behalf. And it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. Bringing a gun to a knife fight. You having an argument. You are having an argument with your lady or your man or your friend or your cousin or your brother or your sister, whatever. Just having a discussion, maybe a debate or whatever. And then all of a sudden, the debate starts to get personal. So then it gets into like, well, that's why you don't know who your son's father is. Yeah, it's between this one, and this one. Maybe might be a fourth man involved. See, y'all wasn't talking about nothing like that. But now somebody has really, they weren't towing the line. Now they have crossed the line and are straight dissing you. That's bringing a gun to a knife fight. Like, we was just playing around. We was just horsing around. We was just messing around. We was just playing with each other. And now you know, now you trying to hit home. You trying to hurt my feelings. They brought a gun to a knife fight. Now you may bring a bomb to a gunfight. It can happen. So you can bring a gun to a knife fight in different ways too. It doesn't necessarily always have to be based on a misunderstanding or hurt feelings or something like that. When you bring a gun to a knife fight, basically it just means that you over prepared for something. You went too far with something. You know, like you could have accomplished the goal that you wanted to accomplish by doing very, very minimal. But instead you went over the top. For example, let's say you got invited to go fishing at the pond. We're all going to go fishing at the pond and whatever, you know. We'll try to catch some fish, have a good time with each other, get some camaraderie going and everything like that. Even pack a lunch, you know. So you got all this gear. You went all out and bought all of these rods and reels and spent all of this money for this little itty bitty fishing. Just a fishing day, a day fishing. Not even really a fishing expedition. If we talking about fishing in the pond, that means it's a small body of water. So you're not even traveling. You may not even get on a boat. But you done bought all of these, you done spent all this money with rods and reels and big coolers and all of these fishing accessories and all of these different hooks and weights and all that kind of stuff. You just went all out, spent all of this money just to go fishing in the pond. You're not going to need all of this stuff. You brought a gun to a knife fight. Just went too far. Just went too far. Maybe you were giving somebody advice, and the advice that you were giving turned personal. So instead of telling them, listen, it would be a good idea, or you might want to consider, or listen, a friend of mine did this, and maybe you might want to. Instead of taking that route, it got more, well, maybe you took that route, and because of resistance or whatever, it got into like, well, see, that's why you ain't shit now, or that's why you don't have shit now, or that's why your baby mom left you, or that's why you can't find a job, or that's why your family left you, or that's why your wife is gone, or that's why, you know, you're on food stamps. That's why it got all personal. It happens. Bringing a gun to a knife fight. Anyway, let's rock. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, when you bring a gun to a knife fight, it basically means that you have gone too far and you really didn't have to. Now the question really becomes, how do you fix it? After you go too far, how do you fix what you have broken? Because it needs to be fixed. Have you broken it to the point where it can't be put back together, or have you broken it to the point where you didn't really break it, you just damaged it? But you can put it back together. Speaking of putting it back together, listen. The Daily Go Get 'Emism show is every single day, 6 a.m. The Daily Go Getimism Show is every single day, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in number 319-527-6199. blogtalkradio.com/Sun752. Peace. Peace. Man, I said peace. You know?